Jack and Dave rolling, boots on the ground. Big Rooster Media making their rounds, tackling water wars, rights and
What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Dave.
Hey, what's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike. We're back. So, and on that note, I just want to say some of you folks have reached out via Facebook, email, other manners, and just expressed concern, prayers, and so on. And just want to say we really appreciate it. Had to say goodbye to unexpectedly to a dear family member. I'll leave it at that. But that is what it is. But we appreciate your support, and we're back and ready to keep on rolling. So thank you.
Also, thanks to Bill for keeping your spot, too, I guess.
Yeah, didn't hire a stand-in or nothing. Well, and thanks to this guy for taking care of my parrot while I was gone. So.
Hey, whatever.
And John and Elizabeth out there. So appreciate it. Nice to have good friends.
Okay. All right.
All right. Yeah, before I get too mushy.
Officially, yeah. So Jersey Mike's is a go. Signs are up. I do believe, what's the hiring? Indeed. Jobs are up. You can go in there. So 2508 South 6 Unit B is now badged and ready to go. Jersey Mike's. And I did drive by there today. I guess it would be Unit C is also has signage open for another something in there.
Oh,
That traffic is gonna get stupid. Anyway,
so do we know what the other something is?
no, it's just
Oh, okay.
signage
It looked like
for
it says, like-
signage for lease, and call this number if you want to lease the space out. But you know, there was a Pizza Peel, Mod Pizza. People on Facebook are screaming Panda Express.
Panda Express would be cool. Panera would be cool.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have some kind of express loop, 4-leaf
Right.
clover right in there. It's gonna get bad, but more business to the basin. Jersey Mike's, I'm okay with. I mean, you can't. It's a different kind of food. I mean, it's not bad. Go try it. Whatever. Don't knock it until whatever.
Yeah, I still haven't made it down to try out the
Chipotle?
Chipotle.
Oh,
Chipotle.
man.
I have not made it there yet. I will. I will soon. Every time I go there, I'm not going to lie that I can never remember the name of it. That food truck on Washburn.
You're wet.
El
El Patron.
Patron
is in your way.
So
I
good,
get
man.
it. I get it.
It is so good. So one of these days I will make it all the way over there, but I have not yet. So
Ooh,
is
piece
what
of
it is.
candy, and then you're
Right. Well, guaranteed bomb burrito at El Patron.
I'll give you that.
It's hard to skip over that. All right. Well, some good news. We've got 100% water allocation for this year. That's the good news. The bad news is,
Yay.
per KID, they are standing on the trap door still because of full allocations this year are because of exceptional weather, not because the government cares.
Doesn't have the water.
Lack of a better way to put it. There are legal obligations and contractual obligations to Klamath Irrigation District, but a Biden-era policy that he put in place ignores that. So until something can be done to address that, and this isn't a political post, I'm not saying yay Trump, bad Biden or whatever. It's just the fact of the matter is it's a Biden-era policy that is making this difficult. So they're working on it, and hopefully now we've got a year of breathing room, and I'm going to reach out to Gene and Ryan over at KID and Klamath Basin Improvement District and see what all input they have, and if either or both would like to come back on the show and talk about it some more. But for the time being, good news, our farmers are finally going to get some water. And that's crazy. I mean, that it took a year of 178% of normal in places snowfall for them to be able to just have water to farm. But it's there.
I would not want the job they have. I'll just.
God, no, 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 me either.
All right. Well, and I guess as we record today, Senator Ron Wyden made his appearance for the Klamath Falls Town Hall. Um, maybe hope you guys made it. Let us know if you did. And by the time you see this, of course, it's going to be all YouTube and Ron was here. But let us know in the comments or by other means if you made it and what he had to say and if it was any good news, just like the water allocation.
Yeah, I feel bad. I wish we would have. I wanted to be there. Had plans on being there, but just didn't pan out this time. So, oh well. All right, Project Veritas. If you are familiar with those guys, um, they're journalists. They are what do they call it? They call them undercover journalists. So they're the ones that have exposed some, the funding that go into Planned Parenthood that may or may not should have been going there, and there's some other. I think there's a few political folks, a few politicians that they've interviewed as well without knowing. I guess they've been interviewing. Anyway, Oregon has banned undercover journalism. Not surprised. So they have filed a lawsuit against the state, and Oregon has until May 22nd to file a response to this lawsuit, trying to overturn the ban on it. And I kind of have mixed feelings. I mean, if you are an elected official, I do feel that you owe truth and honesty to your constituents, and it should be a transparent situation. So whether you know that you're being recorded or not, that should be immaterial. Although and again, I kind of struggle with them. The flip side is there's certain things that I've had people share with me in regards to stories we cover on this show that they're like, I can tell you this, but I can't let it be known that I'm telling you. It can't be known how much I'm telling you or whatever. I mean, we do get entrusted by people, and I don't know. I'd like to hear what you guys think of it. I think that in general, Veritas has done some very good things as far as exposing corruption. There's still a certain part of me I don't.
So is this? I'm trying to. I'll hold my hand up. Trying to make sense of all this. So we have a channel here and whatever. So it'd be like me catching somebody in the store and just maybe asking a question since I passed the dude.
Yeah, so
and
you
I
were to,
can or can't use that info.
well, it's not a man. Well, yeah, Oregon has banned that, so technically you can't use it. So let's say you were to run into Governor Kotek, and you had a recording device of some kind on you, and unbeknownst to her, you asked some questions, maybe just a casual conversation, and she makes some statements of things that may or may not be incriminating or expose
On the record, off the record.
right, expose government policies that maybe aren't, being shared otherwise. Oregon will ban you from using any footage like that. It's a fine line. I mean, it's a fine line. That's all I'm saying. I feel that elected officials are held to a higher standard than an individual like you and me. We represent ourselves and nobody else. Elected officials are there to represent a group of people, their constituents. So they should be held to a higher standard, in my opinion.
And it would be their choice of to say no comment or elaborate into whatever the question was. I mean,
However, they wouldn't know that they're being interviewed because it's undercover.
well, I get that, but yet, I mean, if it was sensitive material, they just no comment and
Right.
having a good day.
Yeah.
Thanks for meeting me and
Gotcha.
Fred Meyer or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for not voting for me.
that's a sticky one. Yeah.
It
What?
is,
What are
you
you?
know.
Where are
So
you
I'd
guys
like to
at?
hear your
Yeah.
guys' input on that. Again, the things that I've seen Veritas do, and they can be polarizing. I get it. Their approach, though, is for the most part they are trying to benefit the public. So they're trying to expose corruption, and that's the way that they do it. And I don't have anything against them. But I'm just saying, I think it's a fine line. I'd be curious to see on the 22nd of May how the state responds. And I think I'm going to continue following this to see where it goes from here. So,
What I think it would be, we would definitely be in a different place if people were counted for what they said probably 100% of the time.
you mean hold politicians accountable?
Well, you.
Sure, sure. Well, we'll see how that goes.
All
right,
right. Well, there we go. So, the BLM was local to Klamath Falls.
You're going to have to specify like Bureau of Land Management.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, there are two different entities.
yeah. So the Bureau of Land Management, the Forest Service, and yeah, we're going that route. Anyway, good point. But yes.
Just a fair question.
So they had their, I guess I'll call it their main facility in the Southtown Plaza off of Washburn, and they are moving their main facility to Medford, which doesn't sound too bad for us.
Fine by me.
They cover Lakeview.
Well, maybe they covered Lakeview, but I nothing against the individuals that work there, but don't let the door hit you on the way out. As far as I'm concerned,
I logistically, I don't see justifying. What is that? A 3.5 hour one wayer?
right?
Ah.
Maybe they're going to invest in an RV too.
Yeah. Anyway, good luck to you. More overtime for the union guys.
Congratulations, Lakeview. I mean, I don't know. You have to assume that's part of budget cuts.
I would guess so. Maybe the footprint. The big corporations judge footprints and labor stuff is usually separate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those weird things. They cut the footprint out, but yet, hey Bob, drive to Lakeview today. Thanks very much, kind of.
Right. Yeah, 6-7 hours worth of driving. I get to work an hour or two and then turn around and come home.
Yeah, there you go.
So BLM is one of those entities, personally, I've kind of had issue with when property or land is marked public land, but as the public, you're not allowed to use it. I have an issue with that. I don't know. Name it something other than public land if it's not for people to use. And I know BLM covers a lot. I don't know the entity well enough to know what they do, what good they do. How's that? If I'm just being honest.
Okay, so I work in Cali and Oregon, and I do see a lot more. Here we go again. Bureau of Land Management, BLM people, doing controlled burns, and I'll call it cleanup more than they do in Oregon. Now, is that a state differentiation? I don't know where the line is. I see a lot more stuff down there.
Well, and see, I had a conversation with my brother-in-law who's a firefighter recently, and was asking about all these burn areas and all this wood that's chopped down and the burnt trees that they've taken down, burnt limbs and cut up and put in piles. And I had made a comment to my wife that it would be cool to just pull in there with the truck and load up some firewood for camping. And come to find out, you can't do that. They can fine you because apparently they own the trees, and which is complete crap. Because where I used to live out in Bonanza, there are burn piles from over 20 years ago that are still there, and all that is fuel for a forest fire to come through. If you're going to cut it and stack it, either make it available to local folks. There's a lot of people out in Bonanza area that rely on wood heat still. Well, God forbid you give them free fuel, right?
Well, you got to let it dry out before they burn it.
Yeah, 20 plus years ought to do the trick. Anyway, I'm fine with some of the alphabet groups not being too close by.
Both of them.
Any of them. All right.
Oh, all right. Well, we didn't divvy this up very good. So Jay's Steakhouse on South 6th Street, the old J News and
Mr. B's.
Mr. B's is now doing their soft opening under new ownership. So they're working out the kinks. This is kind of a different genre of food for them, and new building. So they're doing a soft opening. So this whole week, Wednesday, and once again, as Rod and Wyden on Friday will be here. They're doing another one this evening. So if you can go out there, I don't know if they're doing prime rib. They gave a prime rib count for just so they could have that available for the menu. But you go down there, check them out. It's going to be a good facility. I forget how nice laid out and spanning that place is.
Yeah. Well, and I've got to say, without divulging who it is at this point still, but I've had steaks cooked by this guy before. They're pretty all right. So I'm looking forward to it. And super nice people. So yeah, I will be there shortly. Not today, but I will be there shortly.
Well, yeah. Okay. I kind of feel bad now.
Oh, okay.
So,
because you're racking up all the stories, and I'm just, I'll interject as needed. They've had a lot of pent up things to talk about.
I guess so. Some of the stuff just rattles around until I can get it somewhere. So, I did have an epiphany, or I did come in the know of. We have griped on here. It seems like the Amazon.
The delivery.
It gets to A to B really, really, really quick anymore, and then it just waits on B to your door for sometimes 2, 3, 4, 7, 10 days, and I don't understand the whole. So there's different like medications. They all have a level, and medications and probably.
Like medications that are delivered?
Rush stuff. Yeah, you can get. Amazon is a beast. So
It is.
there's different levels, and forgive me for just saying it over again, but there's different tiers and different levels on drivers, and we'll call it goods. So like food goods are probably higher because they expire than like your T-shirt or your hat.
Excuse me.
Along with the items you order, there's tiers of drivers that can accept different tiers of items. So the pay scale is also based on how many deliveries you've had, yada yada yada. So basically, this being a new facility, nobody locally has built up their status quo to have the best pay, highest tier that Amazon offers. So it's kind of like I don't know how many tiers you are, but if I'm a tier 1 and you're tier 2, you can come in here as a tier 2 and get paid more than I do, and you get more orders than I do. That being said, some of the people have come from out of town, Bay Area. They're not familiar with the area. They park in weird locations trying to find. We have a lot of.
A lot of out of town.
If you have GPS, it's not hard to find. I don't know why you would have a hard time finding it. However, Klamath is weird on Onyx being one of them. Starts and stops in 3500 block, and this is the 4300 block. And
Onyx Place, Onyx Drive.
yeah, I mean, I get it. But then again, if you just punch it in, it doesn't matter what language it is. You follow the blue little thing until you get to the thing. Anyway, so maybe that has something to do with it. There's a lot more Amazonian,
I guess.
structural stuff in the background.
Yeah. I guess, like you say, I mean, GPS is not hard to use. So now I can see if you get a drive or a street or a place, because that can make a difference on where it
Especially
takes
around
you.
here, yes, sir. Yep.
But, I mean, come on. If you don't get it right the first time, you got pretty good odds of getting it the second time.
Right.
And where we live here, I mean, I've had people that have taken a week, and I don't know, less than 3 miles, I'd say, from the airport where their center is. It's not like we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Just presenting. Maybe that's an
Right.
option. They need to work out their kinks, or some local people need to get up their tier levels for their star driver. I don't. Anyway,
Yeah.
oh, well, welcome back.
Right. Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to get things flowing again. And we're a little out of sorts. Or I am still. It's been a heck of a couple of weeks, but we'll get back on board. We are working on getting County Commissioner Andrew Nichols back on the show, and been in contact with his team. And he's a commissioner now. He's got a team. He's got a staff that, although he did respond back to me personally also.
Nicest guy, but yes, he's got protocol now.
Right?
Let's call it
He's
that.
got rules to follow now. So yeah, we're looking forward to having Andy back on, hopefully in May, possibly June. We'll see how things pan out there. I've had Christy Gurlette reach out to me a couple times. I just haven't been able to talk with all the things that are going on, but may probably have an update on that. What's going on with her mom's trial, her case, in the near future. And
We do also owe Gold Country and Christopher Jermaine.
yes, we had planned on having Gold Country Radio, Mike from Gold Country Radio, and also Christopher German on with Klamath Community Television. Had to postpone that, so we'll be working with them to get them back on the program and sit down with them, see what they're doing with local TV and country radio. So good guys, and really anxious to speak with them. So we got things coming up. It's just like I say, been a hectic couple weeks, but we're back. We're back on track, and I feel bad. I missed a bunch. I missed the Green Jelly concert over at the Aftershock. I missed the grand opening at Whiskey Bench Saloon. Which, sorry guys, I know Dave made them both, but I wanted to be there. Both sound like a really good time, and I kind of helped co-produce the Green Jelly show, so it really sucked to not be a part of that, but is what it is. Working on other things with Jim Turner over there. Oh, that's something else I was going to bring up. If you have not heard yet, the Starlight Retro Theater, I believe that's the correct terminology, the drive-in theater that Jim is working on is going to be out where Growler Guys is. So
And I can confirm they are cutting the crap out of trees. So
Are they?
they are yard sailing them things. Yes.
that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty cool having a drive-in. So hopefully one of these days, we've talked about it, and super busy schedules for them with all they have going on, but like to get Jim and Allie on the show also to talk about Retro Room Records and the drive-in theater and all the other projects he's working on. That guy has brought a whirlwind of activity to the Klamath Basin. So shout out to you, Jimmy. And at that, I guess I'll shut up. I just can't stop talking today.
Oh, you miss him.
I do.
Ah.
It's kind of good to be back.
So yes, thank you for the numbers. Remember, please like and subscribe. And like we just said, we have 3 or 4 17 guests coming up. So stay tuned.
Yep. And thanks again for the kind words. And we will catch you again next Tuesday. Thanks, guys.